Wait.
All right, let's get cracking. Let's rock and roll. Welcome to Toss's episode 2. Thanks for listening, Mum. Favourite listener of ours. Recording this time live from the casting couch.
Yeah, new studio. I don't mind it, Toss. Do we tell the people where we're at?
No, I don't think we give our live address.
Well, not exactly live address, just a general hint of where we're in.
Oh, we're in a bit of a rough neighbourhood.
In a pretty rough neighbourhourd. You've knocked this together in your house, which is quite impressive within a week.
Yeah, it is. Kind of segueing. Sorry, I've got my mind on another subject, man. I was ready to peel off a story, talking about a rough neighbourhood. You know, the leafy suburbs of Hawthorn.
Yeah.
But when we came back from the podcast last week, you know how I parked my car and then we caught an Uber straight to the Sporting Globe where we watched Paul Gallen fight. Anyway, I've either not locked my car as it should have been, or someone's done a coat hanger job, rocked up in the morning, every single crevice of the car had just been, ransacked, everything open, and I lost my 1984 America's Cup Australia shirt.
Oh, no, I was going to ask why you weren't wearing it.
No.
Oh, no. Did you park it in the driveway?
No, it was just out the front.
Oh, yeah, under the tree because it was raining. Shit.
I mean, I won't say who, but we're living 4 doors down from an ex-premier. I thought, that we were pretty safe and the security would be quite good here.
Do you have a neighbourhood chat that you can post it in?
No.
If anyone's seen this car?
I think we might need to start a neighbourhood watch. But it's been a rough couple of weeks. I lost my Dua Lipa shirt, which I paid $60 for. And then I've just lost the 1984 Australia shirt.
That was a great shirt as well.
It was my mum's. I don't have the heart to tell her, but she's going to find out, being our only listener.
I'm chance that you're going to see someone walking down here in that shirt. Because I've seen a few characters around here that you see regularly.
Well, I've thought there's kind of two sets of people which could have stolen it. You've got, your traditional junkies who are opportunists who have come late at night. But we are also living next to a work site.
Yep.
And there has been a Hell's Angel enforcer running the ship. CFMEU, I can only assume.
Oh, yeah. I know where you're going with this, yeah.
So, I don't know if it was a junkie or a crafty little tradie.
Dude, that is just... I don't know what's worth more, with your shirt or your car, because your car was a piece of shit.
Yeah, I would rather have the shirt than the car.
Do you get any money back for that car from insurance?
No, mate, third party only.
Oh, damn.
It's because I crashed it once. We won't elaborate on that.
Hey, that was the Red Chariot. God, that used to go around. Well, that's unlucky, mate. I've had a better week. I've actually got an underground car park. Don't need to rub it in, but my car's safe. But I wouldn't mind that one getting stolen as well. Gives me a bit of trouble.
I didn't even know you had a car. You've crashed your car as well.
The Jeep, yeah. The first time I took it out of Melbourne, I bought it in lockdown. First time I took it out, went to Ballarat and hit a kangaroo doing about 120 on the way back from Ballarat, smashed the front bumper. But everyone's questions were like, did you get out and check the kangaroo was okay? No, I hit it doing 120 on the freeway. It was absolutely obliterated. I just kept going. I wasn't stopping.
I'm pretty surprised by that. I thought the first question everyone would have asked is, what the fuck were you doing driving to Ballarat?
Yeah. Coming back at 10 o'clock. No, I've got family up that way. Ballarat's a good spot for cold, windy. If you like cold, windy weather all year round, it's a place for you.
It's a separate weather climate.
Yeah, it's completely different.
I would honestly rather live the south bank of Antarctica than Ballarat.
I wouldn't.
Probably better company as well.
What, the penguins or the polar bears?
Probably the same amount of ice.
Yeah, nice. Very good joke. Very good joke. Is Ballarat still the capital of all that stuff?
Oh, I don't know. I think it might be neck and neck with Maui.
Maui as well. I honestly, stop doing drugs, guys.
Shout out to all our listeners in Maui, by the way. Thanks for tuning in. We love you all.
Ripping through. Is there a few other country towns we can rip through? I better not throw. Nah, we won't throw any more out.
Oh, what are they? Orbost, which they call Maui on the snowy. On the banks of the
snowy river. Very good. You know what? Send us in. If you think you're the ice capital of Australia, send us in, guys, and we'll rank them next week.
Horsham, Bendigo, Shepparton, mate, the list goes.
Don't actually send us any illicit substances. Just send us why you think you are the ice capital.
Do a sample so we can prove who's got the most potent meth in rural Victoria.
We can't do that. Okay. Let's get back off the rails. Too much narcotic talk already.
Let's get on to a more serious topic. Hot off the back, after 2 years of COVID, and the tradies have been hit super hard, but probably harder than most. But get a bit of a win, finally. Schoolies is back.
Oh, the tradies be licking their lips. What are they called? The Toolies? The old guys that go down there.
I don't know if you've got a similar For You page as me, but the last week I've just been swamped with Schoolies content. I don't know if it's like I'm logging onto TikTok or if it's like soft Pornhub for tradies For You videos.
That's your audience, man. You'd know more about than me. I actually don't have TikTok at the moment, but elaborate on what sort of content you're getting.
It's just bulk schoolgirls, schoolboys doing dumb stuff.
Yeah.
Partying. There's a lot of... Who are these kind of influency sort of people who go there and then will just walk around with a microphone and question...
Oh, the classic, like, cis white male that he's not enigmatic at all. Like, he's a pretty boring dude, but just little microphone in front of him, thinks he's hilarious.
What's something that your mum doesn't know you've done? Yeah. Well, I can tell you what, after 2 million views, she definitely knows now.
What is running through their heads to actually say that stuff? Like, for it's 5 seconds of fame with absolutely no... I guess you can send it to your mates around schoolies, but there's not a way you'd be catching me doing that. It ruins your job opportunities.
Oh, mate, you need to get media trained. Just plead the fifth.
Oh, 100%. Imagine if they had it when we were there. Like, luckily we just had, like, Instagram and stuff.
What did you do for schoolies?
Oh, mate, Gold Coast. Of course I went. I'm public school from Albury, mate.
Will you elaborate on anything that happened, any stories?
God, no, but probably no any stories from there. I didn't sleep for the first 48 hours. A legend. All the boys were into me for that. Not really. I got locked out of our joint. I don't know what other stories we had. My mate, I tried to get a Liverpool You'll Never Walk Alone tattoo on my fingers, but luckily the tattoo joint had just closed. Oh, and I was like, if they win this, they're playing Everton that night. And I'm like, if they win, I'll get it. And they ended up drawing 3-3 with Everton. But I was like, I'm still going to get it. And we went up there and my mate Hazard got his nipple pierced in the end. But then they're like, when you get your nipple pierced, you can't swim for the next week. So he couldn't even go to the beach while we're up on the Gold Coast.
Major win, I think. I think you got to
I know. That. Imagine if I was just walking around with that right now. I think, actually, maybe I'll get him. It's pretty cool.
My experience was, I was with, it must have been about 5 of us. We had 2 cars and the plan was to road trip up the East Coast because we didn't organise any accommodation or anything. Like, we were just like the laziest blokes going around. Yeah. So the plan was, all right, we'll road trip up the East Coast. We'll get to Byron. We'll just camp there, or like be someone who like, let's stay with them. I think we got to like Merimbula, which is on like the furthest south.
Sapphire Coast, mate.
Yeah, like as far south in New South Wales as you can get. And after 2-3 days, we just like stayed there for a week and a half. We just got too pissed.
Just with all the lads.
And we couldn't drive out.
You couldn't find your way. Yeah, you would have been 18.
No, I was 19, mate. I was
no liquor, but you couldn't have any liquor alcohol in you as you drove out.
No, definitely not.
Who was around there? A couple of geriatrics, the oldies.
Some of the biggest degenerates going around.
Oh man, I still hear some stories about my mates who didn't go on schoolies or they went to a crap place like that. No offense, you probably had a good time.
Put Merimbula on the map.
Really, you think it was that good?
Make Merimbula great again.
All the people coming down from Cooma hanging out.
That was it.
Tora Bright down there with you.
All the Toolies.
Yeah, all the Toolies. There'll be tradies knocking off again.
All the tradies there for a fishing trip.
I went actually on the weekend. I was down in what's it called? Mount Martha. And the school, I forgot, we were down for some end of season super coach party with all the boys' weekend away. Anyway, it was about 18 of us down there. And I forgot about the schoolies was going on. And we're in some pub there. And the 18-year, I don't think the girls looked like that when we were 18. Like they all just look.
They're getting older.
They look so just like, I don't want to say they're scummy, but scummy looking.
We can cut that if you
want.
With
the short dresses, no, leave that one in there. They're all right. No, they were nice looking girls, but you just forget what you look like at that age. And they're just running around the classic get out one. This is the dumbest move ever if you're going to a pub and you're drinking beforehand. The classic, the bloke rocks up in the Uber out the front of the pub with the beers in hand, gets out, doesn't walk in, he just runs the other way to throw his beers away. Like absolute peanut. Obviously, the bouncers are watching you. Throw your beers in the bin. You are not getting in.
I just thought of, for anyone who needs some financial advice, a savvy idea. You know how there's always those younger people who go to schoolies and they can't get alcohol?
Yeah.
And, they go to a big bottle shop and they're waiting for someone, hey, mate, we'll give you $50. Get us like a slab, but keep the change, $2-3. And then you just wait out the front, wait for some schoolies kids, some 17-year-olds to come in, give you the money, go in, pick up a slab of cruisers and then go back out the back door and just bail.
Yeah, right. So you're idea is...
I reckon you could do that 20 times in the day and just stock up the Hilux.
It's illegal.
What? You're not giving the drinks to them. You're taking their money, buying drinks for yourself, and then just bailing.
Is that still thieving?
Yeah, but...
What are you going...
Yeah, some 17-year-olds aren't going to dob you in for paying some random to go to Dan Murphy's.
So your business idea is to steal the little money 17-year-olds have because they have no jobs and then just steal all their piss.
Oh, sorry for being an entrepreneur, Glock.
That is one of the worst ideas ever.
Taking
candy from the baby, you reckon?
It's also quite funny. In the background here, we've got the key kingpin of our last story where we spoke about Bitcoin.
Last week, the 17-year-old at Schoolies. Yeah, your housemate over there in the corner, Big Hayden.
Who was the big enforcer.
Can we say your name on air, mate? You happy with that?
Juice.
Big Juicy.
Housemate Juice, who spent 6 hours hard bargaining with the cops, and even his mum was lying on behalf of him.
To get your mum roped in, that's an absolute ripper of a story.
And he was the one that got the maximum fine possible for trying to get into a club underage with a fake ID. Juice, can you just yell out, what was the amount of the fine? $1,373. So... For all of you that aren't up to scratch in finance, so $1,373 in 2013 is worth about $5,000 now with inflation.
Oh, that is absolutely ridiculous. And how much did the fakies cost? $400 each for the fake IDs as well.
I was doing my when I said he would have had about $350,000. That was based on the total IDs being about $400. Yeah, $400. So if it's $400 each, mate, he's probably been sitting on 1.5 mil.
Jeez Louise. That is, Bitcoin. Oh, man. He would have been all in FTX at the moment, so he would have lost it all.
You would just be searching all your hard drives trying to find your logins.
Dude, man, that hurt. It makes the story even, it's heartbreaking, actually.
Kind of like that guy who had something like $500 million in Bitcoin, and he couldn't remember his password, and he had the one go, and he's going to pay a landfill company.
Yeah, he was going to pay. He worked it out that he could pay like $2 million or $3 million to hire a landfill company to go through and find it, and then it still would pay off if he found the Bitcoin in the end as well.
Nuts. Anyway, on the subject, while we're drinking, I saw an article in the Herald Sun, and it had just a table filled with empty beer cans and stuff, and it was just like the shocking amount of alcohol that kids are drinking on Schoolies. I'm like, you guys wouldn't want to come around here on a Sunday morning. You think that's bad?
You reckon they'll do a story on you?
Oh, they could.
For being a legend?
Absolute piss-shifting legend. What was the entertainment like at the Gold Coast, though? Was there...
Oh, well, I think the bikies ran all the... You can touch it. You're a degenerate. You are a degenerate. It was actually all of Schoolies on the Gold Coast is just a bunch of degenerates getting around. It was. There was a heap of bars, and the bouncers on all of them were the bikies. So I think they were taking all the narcotics off the kids going in, and then reselling them back to the kids in
and then
taking
them
joints.
off. It's the perfect circle.
It's sort of like your entrepreneurial idea to take the money and nick off with the beers. They were doing that, but they were reselling the beers to the kids, unbeknownst to them that it was their beers.
Oh, all right. We'll get on to another topic, but on the subject of entertainment, didn't even realise, but Calvin Harris playing in Melbourne he did play this weekend.
Shit, you're a big Calvin Harris man.
I'm a massive Calvin Harris man.
Probably do a leap of Calvin Harris.
One kiss is all it takes.
Is that Calvin doing that?
That is Calvin.
Mate, you'd be laughing. Are they performing together?
I don't think so. I think
she fled the country.
They did not. She just became an Albanian citizen, I think, yesterday or the day before.
Does she have to be in Albania for that, or just in the embassy?
I'm not sure, but shout out to our listeners in Albania.
Where is Albania?
It's in between Greece and Croatia, I believe.
Right. Do they have water? Is it landlocked?
No, it's on the coast.
Okay, sick. So, yeah. Why is no one on holiday in Albania? Sounds dope.
No, I think they are. It's the next thing. It's the next Greece, the next Croatia.
Oh, so it's like a cheaper Croatia, Greece.
Well, so everyone says Croatia is what Greece was 20 years ago. And because Greece is Greece. Croatia is what Greece was 20 years ago. And then Albania is what Croatia was 20 years ago. So
now, has Greek fallen in the rankings because of the tax issues over there?
No, that only affects the citizens. That was just in Greece, man. If you want to go hard, you can go hard. No one's stopping you.
Okay, yeah, no one ranks holiday spots on the economy.
No.
I'm ranking them wrong.
But on the subject of backtrack, on the subject of Calvin Harris, what happened to this phenomenal genre of music, Euro house?
Dude, well, that's the thing. What they go missing, sort of, and they just play in Vegas, like at residencies or something, or in Ibiza?
I've got a few stories about that I can tell you.
Oh, geez. What are the chances? What are the chances?
Oh, who would have thought about that? Oh, what a great segue. Probably best day of my life ever, pool party, Las Vegas, Calvin Harris playing.
Damn.
We'll never eclipse that.
How many diseases did you get? Venereal infections?
Mate.
The fun outweighed that as well, did it?
They stopped the world for the COVID-19 virus. That has got nothing on the bacteria, which is in a Las Vegas swimming pool.
In the pools, disgusting. What are they? It is they don't call it biohazard, but just like a bio event. If someone does something in there.
The pool's got that much chlorine in it. It's borderline hydrochloric acid and just like burning all your skin off. It'd be, I reckon the pool would be about 10% water, 2% chlorine, and 88% piss.
Yeah, and 3 buckets of jizz or something in there as well. It would be disgusting.
But the nuts thing, I couldn't get my head around. Right?
There'd be a lot of other stuff in there. Vomit. What else?
Cigarette butts.
There's number 2. Surely there's a floater, or someone's dropping a floater, or their guts. If you swallow the water, you will have diarrhea. So there's definitely something.
Oh, you wouldn't do that.
Did you get in? Did you get in the pool?
Yeah, at the end, you're so blind. You just, and then you put your head on. You're like, no, I got to stop doing that.
Oh, not a chance. My mates got in a pool once after the La Tomatina throwing festival in Spain. We had an after party at a pool place after that, and they all get out 2 hours into the party, and they're all wet. I'm like, you guys didn't get in the pool, did you? I'm like, yeah, we got in the pool. I was like, that is disgusting. We've been out in the sun all day from 9 a.m. Oh, you didn't even want to know what was going on in those pools.
But I'm just thinking back again. One of the big things now is equality amongst society and equality amongst the sexes. When we went to buy our tickets, it was $100 US for me.
Yeah,
as a cis white male, to go in to buy a ticket to go there.
Yeah.
Guess how much it was for girls?
I think you're going to tell me in a second.
It was $50 US, so 50%.
Half price for the chicks.
All right. So
and what was the ratio when you got in as well?
Oh no, it was a lot of girls.
Mostly girls.
But here's the thing, right? So they had to pay 50%, but the gender wage gap's only meant to be 70%. So surely, if it was going to be fair, they'd pay $70 US, not 50.
I just don't think the promoters were thinking about the wage gap when they were setting the prices. I think there was one thing on their mind.
Oh, that's what I thought they were thinking about.
Getting all the dudes in. Who do you think spends more money once they're in there?
Oh, guys, for sure.
Because they're trying to get the girls?
Well, because the guys
buy the girls' drinks?
The guys buy their own drinks and then they buy the drinks for the girls.
True. So they're really copping it.
Oh, mate.
Was it worth it though?
It was worth it, but I had a pretty bad financial day there. So you pay for the ticket, you're drinking, and then it remembers I got to the end of the day.
Antibiotics afterwards?
Yeah, that's very expensive. Penicillin shot up the door.
They should have that before you go in. It should be included in the price of the ticket.
But we were there, and it got to the end of the day, we were blind. We were chilling with these, they were 2 strippers from Las Vegas, originally from Brazil.
Yeah.
Having a good time. Anyway, you're having the time of your life, you want to take a photo. So I got one of the Brazilian honeys to take a photo of me, my friend, and a couple of other guys who were hanging around with. And I was a bit of a cowboy back then. I was running a no-case setup on the phone.
Well, you're known to wear a cowboy hat. Were you wearing a cowboy hat?
No, I was not wearing a cowboy hat. But anyway, while I was just taking the photo, dropped it, flush on the tiles of the pool, cracked it. I'm talking cracked it so bad you can't. Unusable.
Yeah.
And she's probably the most beautiful girl I've ever seen in my life. And I just didn't have the heart to say, look, you dropped my phone, you've broken it. Can you at least even just buy me one drink? I was like, oh, no, it's all right. It's fine. I'll just pay you.
You didn't even get a kiss?
No.
It took it nowhere.
Can we just... Blakey, can we please cut that story out?
Why? That was sad. That's a sad story. There's nothing worse than dropping your phone overseas as well and cracking your...
I feel like I just really should have had a case.
Mate. Well, you should have known better from being in the pool in Vegas.
You've never been to Vegas, though, have you?
No, I've never. I'd love to go again. The pool parties sound great. You know what? Why don't we bring the pool parties here? Why don't we have pool parties in Australia? I've never seen it. They did that on the Arbory on the Yarra.
Yeah.
They've got a thing in that, but no one's like going into Melbourne with their swimming kit on and like getting in the pool to have a swim in the middle of a bar unless you're paid to do it.
Why haven't we turned somewhere like Alice Springs into a Las Vegas?
Dude, that just sound, what, like proper casinos and stuff?
Yeah. Like, why haven't we done that? Like, surely, like...
I mean, you're right. We've got indigenous natives who could run it, like the Indians who run all the casinos in America.
Yeah. Yellowstone, brother.
We've got that sorted. Give them some benefits. Help it out over there. It's hot. It's in the middle of the desert.
I think Gina Reinhart really needs to give back to the community and put a shitload of pokey machines in Alice Springs.
Well, yeah, that'd be the idea. Pokey machines, casinos, and then some FIFO workers just down the road. Open up a quarry or something.
Mate, apart from doing a road trip, what's in the centre of Australia? Put it on the map.
Uluru and just a lot of red desert.
Even
solar power everywhere. Oh my God, this is like a utopia. I'm going to move there now.
Even Kalgoorlie, mate, just fill in the hole. It'll be a massive pool. It's already got the strip clubs there, so they don't have to bring them.
They have strip clubs. I guess it's one of the oldest professions. I guess they just have them everywhere. But yeah, I think Alice Springs might be the spot for it. Maybe a little closer. You don't think?
Where would you put it? Like, sure, you're not going to waste it and put it in Canberra.
Yeah, there would be a waste in Canberra. I don't know. Maybe we start small. Where are the casinos already?
Jupiter's, Crown's on its knees.
Yeah, they wouldn't have. I think it probably comes down to the artists if we get Calvin Harris.
How about we put Moama on the map?
Yes, I would love. Genuinely a great idea. Casino in Moama.
Well, they've got the water. They've already got the poker machines. They just need more.
That's a good point. We need hot weather. It needs to be up in Queensland.
Yeah.
It'd be good up there. That's what, yeah. There's no pool parties even in Vegas. I've never been to Brisbane.
To any of our listeners, can you please send us in where would be the best place to make Australian Las Vegas? And Gina Reinhart, I know you're a big listener of the pod. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for all your support. Can we get an arrangement? Can you actually invest back in the community and put a heap of poker machines in some new city?
She's over there rubbing shoulders with Donald Trump at the Mar-a-Lago estate and stuff. One of the biggest Aussie supporters. Have you seen those photos?
I've seen,
yeah. She's in the back of all that. Yeah, get some of the money over here. But I was more going back to I still want to harp on this, back to the pool parties. I'd love to go to a pool party in summer with clean pools.
Why is there not a market for that yet?
I have no idea. I guess you can't do it in the city. And that's what you need hundreds of thousands of people staying in hotels where they can just go straight down to the pool party and a sick DJ.
I think Australia's got too much red tape and the amount of piss in the pool might be a occupational health and safety issue.
Make the pool yellow already so you can't see it.
Just put some more chlorine in it, guys.
Actually, yeah. That's the smart idea. Just make the pool already yellow.
Oh, well. On the subject of entertainment, Socceroos on tonight.
Yeah, beautiful. When are we recording this? Wednesday.
It's Wednesday.
What is it? Wednesday.
No,
my date on my watch is wrong. Wednesday the what?
Can we 30th, I believe.
Wednesday the 30th. We won our first game since 2010 last week.
Yeah.
Which is unreal. Great goal from the Duke.
First game in 2010, so that's like one World Cup in between.
Two? Yeah, definitely two World Cups.
Jeez, I've lost
it. It's 2012. Yeah, unreal. Big Mitchy Duke gets up there, header. We had to beat Tunisia. Like, why the hell would we? I don't think Tunisia are good at football.
How about Albo doing an absolute solid for the Australians?
What did he do?
Allowing pubs to extend their licenses to 5 a.m.
God, that is pretty boss.
You might have to call yourself.
Prime ministers have that much power.
You might have to call in sick to yourself, mate.
Yeah. I will let the boss know. He's actually a really good bloke, my boss. You should meet him. No, he's a good fella. But I can't believe they have that much power. Like straight up, they can just extend it to 5 a.m.
Why don't they just do that all the time?
Why don't they run on that?
I've said this from day dot.
You know you're right.
Why is there not an independent politician that leaves no alcohol times, cut the taxes on alcohol, cut the taxes on cigs?
Mate, we can't get into that. You know, it's Illuminati and stuff. There's powers that be behind that we can't see electing these people. We don't get to choose.
So
it's the media, baby.
The big question is, will you be tuning in tonight? Where are you tuning from?
It's at 2 a.m. Is it or midnight? 2 a.m.
2 a.m.
Yeah, I'm not. I probably won't be getting up for it. Who are we playing? Damn it! Maybe I do get up. Shit.
I've heard
if we draw, we need France to win and we go in, or if we win, we go straight in. I might have to get up and watch it.
I've heard that if we go down, Albo's going to burn all the IKEA shops.
They're Danish. They're not even Sweden. I don't know they're gonna burn all the Danish pastries. Don't know and buy one of those tomorrow. No. God, they're gonna have a terrible day at the bakeries once they listen to this. Luckily, it goes out after they listen. But no one buy Danish from the bakery.
Well, on that closing note, let's take a break. We'll be back. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us again. We just ducked off to have about 6 pints at the pub, but we're ready to go again.
That is just a standard mid-show snack, is just going down and eating a few down at the pub. Couple off the wood, mate.
A few double Bundy rum and blacks.
Nah, you should say a bar out the back here.
I know. Well, we've got.
Can you write it off on tax?
We've got the Verve. If any alcohol companies want to sponsor us.
Is that the way to get around drinking alcohol on the job and being able to pay for it?
Yeah, I think, if anyone's willing to subsidise you being an alcoholic,
I guess maybe that's why you can't claim tax on it.
I'm more than willing
imagine
to oblige.
Imagine all like our dads got back in the day swindling like work clients and stuff and just out on the piss. Mate, they really got down on it.
We are born in the worst time. There's too much, compliance, corporate responsibility. You actually have to spend money quite responsibly. Imagine working in finance in the 70s.
Yeah, they would have been the days. Ruined a lot of marriages and relationships, but God, they would have had fun at work.
Johnny Tossol reckons when he was in Melbourne, and this is when he was playing for Melbourne, but you didn't get paid anything for playing league back then.
Yeah,
you had to have a second job. So he's working for some stationery company in South Melbourne. He reckons there was this bloke called Bert Salter, and I'm telling you, every day from Monday to Friday, lunch break, I don't know what it was, 30 or 45 minutes. Would duck down to the Palmerston Hotel, not have anything to eat. He would just have 6 pots.
Big salty.
The Saltmeister would put down 6 pots and then just rolling back to work.
That's one way to get through. That is alcoholic level stuff. I don't think I could get through an afternoon of work after putting down 6 pots.
And no one would bat an eyelid. I remember reading a book about Benjamin Franklin.
Yep.
One of the founders of the US.
Yeah.
He went back to work at a printing press company in England. And England had a culture back then, well, they probably still do have a culture like that. They would just drink through the day. So you had to put in, everyone at work would put in a bit of money for the beer fund. And they would have 5 to 6 pints a day throughout. But he didn't really like drinking. So he wouldn't put the money in. And then he found he'd write all these articles which were going to get posted. And then they were perfect. And then it'd come out, they're all spelling mistakes through them. And it was the boys trying to get one over him because he wouldn't buy into the culture. And then he worked out pretty quickly that, in order to get by and, do well, that you had to become a comrade of those around you and actually chip in.
Yeah, just be an ally.
And it was quite funny because it's probably the first example in history where the more you drink, the better you spell.
Yeah. Imagine these days if you did that. Anyone eating. No, a lot of the writers were absolute pissheads. What's Hunter S. Thompson?
Yeah.
They all think they're gonna have a little bit of chip on their shoulder or something sad to write about. They need a bit of self-help. A lot of the creatives they go down that spiral.
Pressure makes diamonds, brother.
Yeah, this is last week we were talking about Pete Davidson. He's another one he's a real chip on his shoulder. He's high the whole time. He's just a different type of celeb.
You've got a bit of a theory about Pete Davidson.
No, well, we were talking about it last week and we're like, how's he getting all these girls? But in the weeks just gone by, I've worked out that it's 100% a PR stunt with him and Emrata. I know it looks optic-wise that he is dating her, but she's just released her podcast. I can't remember what that's called. And she actually, now that I think about it, the first episode I saw of her, she was talking about Pete Davidson on that, how's he dating all these chicks, how's he getting Kim Kardashian? And he said, just, he's so charming, whatever. But she said it on her podcast. And it's a couple of weeks in now, it's 100% a PR stunt. I saw it, there's a video and I have to find it for you and show you. But they're getting in cars, it's so staged, they're hugging in front of the cameras. They're going to the Knicks game, sitting front row. She's just released this podcast.
Any media is good media.
100%. It is all hooking. Like, it's a fake relationship, which I don't like that. There needs to be, I don't like it at all. There needs to be like that's on your brand advertising on Instagram and TikTok. You've got to put the disclaimer, paid advertisement.
Nothing is genuine.
Pete's got to get that tattooed on his massive schlong.
I feel like
paid advertisement.
But if ever there were two people in the world which don't need any more publicity.
Yeah, but I guess when you're that big, you just want more money's good money.
So Emily Ratajkowski just did a podcast with Mia Khalifa. Am I correct?
Yeah.
What was the subject? Emily Ratajkowski and Mia Khalifa on Pete Davidson. I did not think that was a podcast title. I thought that was a...
Very good. Very good.
I thought that was an X-rated title.
Oh my God, no wonder it got so many clicks. It is all making sense now. God, we're good at this.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to start another podcast, like Internet Sleuths or something. Terrible, not a very catchy name. We'll work on the name. But that's what we'll do, though. Work out what's going on there.
Another Toss's investigation.
Yeah, Toss's. We'll launch an investigation. We'll do it full current affairs sort of job as well.
Case closed.
Case closed. Well, we'll close that case. We don't have to talk about that anymore. But what else? What else is going in the US? Oh, Thanksgiving. This is one thing that I think we should adopt. Like US is having it right now, or they've had it last week. We need a Thanksgiving in Australia. Just another day to eat and get pissed and enjoy ourselves.
I feel like it's the perfect time for an additional public holiday as well. I mean, like Victoria's got... Melbourne Cup Day.
Yeah. But we've got a lot of holidays.
But what do the rest of the country have? Where you get together, your family, you cook.
Queen's birthday. That's about it.
What would you have on the menu if you're on a bit of a Thanksgiving setup?
Well, I'll tell you, I've had American friends before, and they've made a full Thanksgiving like setup for us. Pumpkin pie, I thought would take. I like pumpkin, but just like in a sweet, savoury pie would taste disgusting.
What is the go here? Because I'm maybe a Puritan Australian. Pumpkin goes with roast. It does not go on a pie. It is not a dessert.
I'm telling you, mate. It is one of the best. It may have been the best pie I've ever tasted. It was absolutely delicious. It was so sweet. It's like really, really sweet.
What even is Thanksgiving a celebration of?
Wasn't it the Pilgrims pillaging the Indians?
They shook hands with them and then stole all their land.
Well, yeah.
What a great day to
this
celebrate.
is the thing. We technically do have a Thanksgiving, but it's Australia Day, which we can probably move. Which we will move, but I think that's their version of Thanksgiving, and Americans just don't give an absolute rat's ass.
I feel like Australia Day, even obviously it's got the political issues around it.
Yeah.
But even you take them away, the date should change solely on the fact that like it is just a set date, and it could be on Wednesday. No one wants a public holiday in January on a Wednesday.
Yeah, just change it to just before the weekend, like the grand final.
Last Friday of January every year, mate. Like, who wants a public holiday on Wednesday? I mean, I think we could market it a bit better instead of saying change the date. How about saying, let's change it to a better date. You can get on the piss.
It's, what do we call it? Like Thanksgiving. We need Thanksgiving's a cool name. It's our new Thanksgiving. We'll just switch to the Australia Day because include everyone. Thanks Australia. We'll workshop the names.
Piss up day.
Yeah, maybe piss up day. What would we be doing on our Thanksgiving? Yeah, just getting pissed and eating pie and hang out with the family. Thanksgiving's nice because you hang out with your family.
Yeah, but I feel like you've already got Christmas for that.
No, but Americans still have Christmas as well.
I feel like
they celebrate both.
Yeah, but I mean they're too close together. I feel like Christmas is enough politically charged conversations for probably a quarter.
Yeah,
you know you've got the right wing. Probably semi-racist uncle, and then you've got the young niece who's studying arts at Melbourne Uni with blue hair.
But they're all white people, so most of us come from Christian families. So Christmas isn't as divisive as you think.
As it once was.
As it once was. It is still very divisive right now. Well, it's not. It's Christmas. Everyone loves Christmas. It's just giving presents. It's not. There is no religious connotation with it at all.
Yeah, no, I think we said on that.
And also, I'll go out and say midnight mass is fucking terrible. What kid wants to be up at like 11, 12 o'clock? Well, it's midnight, so 12 o'clock at night. I was going to sleep every time at midnight. That is torture.
A bit of repeated, history because of the last episode. I spoke about how we had to go to freaking mass on Christmas Day and we couldn't open the presents until afterwards.
Absolutely terrible.
We're not going to dwell on this because I got PTSD.
Yeah, genuinely, we're getting revved up. I think we're just getting revved up because it's nearly the 1st of December.
I reckon we go into another topic, but Recent video which has come out, and there's nothing wrong with this, just a bloke having good fun. Cam Smith in a pub, absolutely poleaxed. Good Australian. But just watching some highlights of himself on the TV.
Yeah, who was he watching? Yeah, himself, which is what you would do after you're about 20 pints deep celebrating. What did he win? Do you know what he won?
I'm not a big golfy man, mate. Golf's for old men, old rich men. I'm not old. I am a man. But and I'm not rich either.
Yeah, you tick none of those boxes, and also a lot of young men play it now as well. Did you miss it? You didn't miss out. You tried to do drop shipping during COVID to make a bit of a buck off all the young boys getting into golf.
But on the subject,
oh jeez, he's flying by that one really quick.
Next subject,
he knows what's going on. No, I don't know what he won either. I'm not a massive golf. That's not. We don't have to get really into the sports of it. But he won. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it was a PGA related.
Yeah, it was something good. Now he's pissed off to the LIV where he's probably making enough money that his great grandchildren won't have to work another day in their life.
Oh, they wouldn't care. Yeah, he's banked a lot of cash from that. But it is one of a very Australian video to watch. You're in the pub watching your highlights. Was he singing in it, or was he just yelling, "Go Cam, go Cam"?
It's a bit like Will, my housemate, who like every Sunday after playing football will run through the broadcast and look at his highlights to see every handball he got. Every mulligan.
That's one thing. You can't be watching your own highlights after you've played on the weekend.
When have you ever been self-indulgent? Had a bit of me time?
Oh, no, nothing like that. I remember we recorded our under-13s grand final, and I was pretty excited to watch that. But the worst part is when you watch through and you get no touches. You can't even see yourself on the video.
That's in the black.
Playing down full back. I'm like, oh, I didn't really get near that. Oh, that was a good spoil. That was a great spoil there, Lock.
I do say that
pretty flattening.
I do say there are two types of people in the world: narcissists and liars.
You do say that. You got tattooed on your leg and your inner thigh.
But one example of me doing this.
Here we go. So, what are you, a narcissist?
Yeah, I'm an absolute narcissist, man. If you don't love yourself.
Yeah, wait, it has narcissist and then just what was the other one? Liar, just crossed out.
I think it's Justin, the great Justin Bieber once said, "You should go and love yourself."
Yeah. Go and fuck yourself, wasn't it?
That's the explicit version, but we're all about keeping it PG here.
Yeah, but true. You got that idea from the Black Eyed Peas.
A bit of me time. I reckon I was at work one day. I was watching one of my own TikToks.
Yeah, this is a lot of me time.
But the volume on the phone was on full volume. I just gone into the video. Bang. Everyone in the office heard it. Major embarrassment. Which brings me to another thing. Do you ever, like when you have your headphones on, well, you work for yourself, so you never have to deal with this. No one cares what you're listening to. No. But just put yourself in the shoes, right? You're in a big office, everyone's working there, and you got your headphones on, and you're listening to something. It might be a rogue podcast, and you think you're listening to it. But the music's actually, the podcast is coming out of the computer. It's not coming through your headphones.
Mate, you would not listen to a podcast. You're 100% watching porn in the office. And you've got sprung just there. They're the best. Those videos are the best videos to send to your mates. Underrated because they've gone missing a bit now, but you send the ones where it's just
yeah,
that was early days of uni. They were going yeah, that's not bad actually. You clip that and clip that Blakey, and we'll send that as one of the do it on the Instagram. We'll do it on the TikTok.
Yeah,
we'll do
someone would stitch you up
video,
and like you'd be at home, right? And someone send you a video, and you'd be sitting on the couch. You got your mum and dad, like your siblings there.
Well, that's the thing. I'd sit there and send it to like my cousin or whoever I can see is going to open in front of the grandparents at Christmas or something, and then it's what is that? But I don't think your grandparents would even know what the noises are.
But yeah, they have.
I hope they don't.
After 20 years, they've forgotten. But then there's two kind of reactions that you can have to that. It's like, one, you just pretend it didn't happen. Like you shut it and you're just like, no, it wasn't me.
Brush it off.
Or you like try and explain, I swear to God, my friend sent me this. It's not what you think. It's not what you think.
Number 3, I was having a wank in the toilet before. Sorry, guys. That's the third option. Just fucking go full head first into it. Brush it off as you actually meant to do that. I thought you guys liked this video.
So what is your go-to option? 1, 2, or 3?
Oh, mate, you get the job done. You head to the toilet. Yeah. When lightning strikes, toss.
So that's where you ducked off for 30 seconds.
30 seconds, yeah, nah. But if you're at work, you take a lot longer than that.
I
It
remember
would be done in 30 seconds, but you'd spend another 15 minutes just to get through work in the toilet, just on your phone, scrolling through on purpose.
Oh, God. I remember work one time, there was this old guy. He's about 1 year off retirement, so he's probably late 50s, maybe early 60s, and he had like a Zoom meeting on. He's got the headphones on, and the volume is just going full loud. Like, I'm talking full loud.
Yeah.
And no one told him for about half an hour.
What was he watching?
No, it was like a Zoom meeting.
Oh, right.
An organisational meeting. And it's just like full volume. He's got the headphones. He's probably wondering why it sounds a bit muffled. It was actually making it a bit quieter.
God, they're just so fun to watch though. Old people gaffs. You wouldn't tell. I don't think people would tell anyone that sort of thing just because they're just awkward with just telling people that stuff.
It's too funny. You just got to keep letting it go.
It is too funny.
He probably never found out that.
No, you'd have no idea. People just keep their mouths shut and they will just watch awkward situations unfold.
If anything, he's probably just bought another set of headphones. He's like, geez, these ones are duds.
Yeah, and no good.
Why is everyone looking at me? Do I have the volume too loud?
Yeah, he's got, And then he's on the phone to his wife. That's why they've got the big loudspeakers on their phones as well. That's the ringtones are just going blaring.
Is there nothing worse? So you've got me on a tangent.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen so much in Australia. It does a little bit. But like when I was in America, you were talking about Thanksgiving before, people on trains or even doing hikes, walking with like their phones and the volume on like full. Yes.
Listen to music. This is a gripe I've got for the beach. I don't like music at the beach. As in, like, other people's music, if they've got it too loud at the beach, and I don't know whether I'm being an old man right now, but I hate it. Yeah, it's not. It's noise pollution. It's instructing on my beach day. I used to think it was the biggest wank as a kid.
You get a couple of like 14-year-olds in their polos and their TNs cranking some like.
Yeah, they've got the full boom box down at the beach.
Cranking some freaking grime music.
Yeah, that's not the beach vibe. They're smoking darts on the beach. I think it's un-Australian to smoke darts on the beach as well. Europeans love it. They love all this stuff that we hate. But no darts, no music on the beach.
Put your headphones on.
Or just play it at like an acceptable level that just your group of friends can hear.
Yeah. Anyway.
Or read a book.
Next topic. We're just fresh off the bat of the AFL draft. Now you're a Brisbane man like me, absolutely cleaned up.
Yeah, can't believe we're both Brisbane men. That's why. But Willie Ashcroft and Fletcher. Oh, this is a good one for you today. The best name in the AFL. We just drafted a guy called Shadow Brain. That is dead set. His name is Shadow Brain. SHADEAUBRAIN.
I was just going to say, I have a lot of brain.
I'll pull it up.
I have a lot of brain shadow every Sunday afternoon.
Dude, that is dead set his name. And we've drafted
You can't call your kid Shadow.
Well, very cool first name, but yeah, you definitely can't if your last name's Brain.
Like just traditional Jack, Lachlan,
nice
Will,
and simple.
Tom.
Shadow joins the den. Brain.
Brainy.
His name is actually Shadow Brain. Unreal. Shout out to Shadow. What a legend. And he's got an absolutely beautifully flowing mullet as well.
Welcome to the Pride.
He's wearing welcome to the den, baby.
But what do you think? The AFL draft, right? It's a bit of a wank. Like, let's do round one on one day, and then we'll do the rest. Like, we're not the NBA, we're not the NFL.
Yeah, they tried to ham it up last year when they all had them in the same, 2 years ago, or 3 years ago, whatever it was before lockdown. When they all had them on the desks and they had all the lights down on them in the room and stuff. No one is watching.
But it's never going to be like that because we don't have the college system, right, where they've already played at a professional league, right? These guys are from TAC Cup. Mate, one guy from Wangaratta who's 22 is a school teacher. He's been picked up. Shout out to him, though. Like, absolutely love that.
I used to think, back in the day, you used to think that was so old, but now that we're older than you're like, that is very, very young. But it is, you're right, they're rocking up in their skin-tight pants and their dodgy boots that they've been wearing since they're about 16 years old.
They've got their TAC Cup polos on.
Yeah. They just look, there's nothing glam about it. Where you got the NFL and NBA and they're rocking up the latest shoes, the latest kicks.
Do you reckon the draft's a bit overrated these days? And I'm not the actual draft, but it's like a lucky dip, a lottery, picking blokes when they're 18.
Yeah. It is getting better, I think. I mean, through the pathways and stuff beforehand, they are getting more professional. But yeah, it is a bit more of a lucky dip, and you get so many mature.
Look at one of the best defenders in the league now, Tommy Stewart, mate. He was just a fucking chippy.
Yeah, there must be something.
A chippy in Barwon Heads, mate. He was.
Yeah.
I can only imagine that he was living off Big M's, Mango Vapes, and Winfield Blues.
Yeah. Just down there surfing, and he's generally the best defender in the AFL.
Yeah, it's nuts.
We must have a shit system if they can slip through the cracks.
Oh, Mickey Barlow as well.
Yeah, he was a gun as well.
Shepherd and Boy.
Generally, what the hell are we doing? AFL need to lift their game. How are these boys slipping through the cracks?
Surely you could just go out and like poach the best players, like of some good rural leagues and state leagues.
Yeah.
And they walk in. Like if a bloke goes straight to the VFL the next week because he gets dropped, he's usually not in the top 3. Like there's players who aren't on an AFL list who are just in the state leagues who are playing better than them.
Yeah, how Gold Coast still so shit? Like surely they're finding these guys or they get first pick.
Maybe it's just you
know this is
Maybe it's just the climate, mate. You just go there and just get pitted.
Big Gaz. Well, I mean, Big Gaz had to slather up. But he had the bald head and stuff.
I think that
he went surfing though a lot. Natty Fife loves surfing as well. Actually, there's a lot of players that love surfing. I don't think getting pitted is the problem.
I heard a story though. Someone spoke to us. My dad was at. I won't name the guy, but he was an ex-Gold Coast player, and it was speaking about Gary Ablett when he first went there when Guy McKenna was coaching. And, they had all these club rules and things like, you had to be at the ground on game day 3 hours before. Yeah. You couldn't miss a training unless, you had a reason or you said so. But then when Gary Ablett was there, like he had his own separate rules. Like he could just miss a training. He could rock up late. And then it created this massive divide within the club, as you can imagine.
Mate, he's the GOAT. Do whatever he wants.
No, I don't care how good you are, mate. Have a set of rules for everyone there.
Nah, I'm on Team Gaz. He can do whatever he wants. As long as I'm running out next to him and I know he's going to get about 40 Aussies. And I know they should have said all the boys start a Supercoach team, pick this lad, and then they would have been happy the whole season.
You're just saying that because you're the guy that wants to miss out and train in a rock up.
No, Gaz is a legend, mate. He do whatever he wants, the little board fella, the little wizard.
What is he doing these days?
Oh, who knows?
He's playing in the NTFL.
Yeah, true. He's up there. God, he'll get sunburned. I don't know why he's going to such hot places.
Probably playing against Prime Trone.
How does he not have a sunscreen sponsorship by now? An absolute peanut. Anyway, mate, I think we've covered everything for today.
I think we've covered everything. Sorry.
Everything and anything. What do you got coming up during the week?
I was just going to say, I'm getting a bit slurry. Those 6 double bunny rum and blacks.
Yeah.
But if there's anything you'd like us to discuss, feel free to DM us. Either of our profiles. Toss's Pod has got a new Instagram and TikTok. We'll be launching some content there.
Yep.
Or you can get us at On The Pine, where there'll be some more content as well. But I think that's probably enough for this week.
That's everything, mate. I think you've covered it all.
Fantastic. Thanks for listening, Mum. All the best.
Yeah, my mum listened last week. She
she
wasn't a big fan of it.
I'll probably be back home next week. So make sure you got a few Scotch fillets in the fridge for me. But
that goes out to my mum too. Please, please do what Toss's mum's doing.
All right, adios.